Hi there, this is CNET News reporter Daniel Terdiman. I'm on Road Trip 2010, and this is my video review of the Porsche Panamera 4S, which I have been using to drive all over the northeast of the United States on Road Trip 2010. I've gone about 2,700 miles in this car, and I have to tell you, it is quite a treat. It's not that it's perfect in every single way, but it is a lot of fun to drive. It's very smooth, and it has got a lot of nice luxury items, and that's not surprising given that this is a vehicle that with all of its options costs about $114,000, and yes, I do feel privileged to have been able to drive it for the majority of this trip. Let me start off by showing you some of the storage capacity of this car. When I started planning the trip and was thinking about getting this vehicle for the road test, I thought, you know, this is a great car, but I don't think it's going to have enough space to carry all the things that I bring with me on road trips. So I brought that concern to them, and they said, well, I think it'll be enough. And here's why. If you open the trunk, which I'm just doing right now, you see that it's got enough space for two large bags. You know, I did have to scale down maybe what I was going to bring on the trip, but it did have two large bags, and it's got these nice little container spaces, you know, storage cubbyhole kind of things. But what really made it possible, at least what would have made it possible if I needed it, and I kind of didn't in the end, let me open the back door here, is that these seats fold down on both sides, so I could have taken all of that space up too, and that was a really nice option, and I knew that that was going to be what would make this work. So I didn't actually end up having to do this because I did kind of scale down, but you know, this is a Porsche, and when I was thinking about Porsche, I was thinking they just do not have any storage space, but here it is, and you can see that it's not that bad. The inside of the car, you know, fairly spacious. This is the first four-door Porsche car. They obviously have their Cayenne SUV, but this is their first four-door car, and you know, we had one opportunity during the trip to put a person in the back seat, and they claimed it was very, very comfortable. Let's just check it out right here. I mean, this is you know, it's a full sedan type back seat. You know, very, very luxurious, very comfortable, and definitely what you would expect in a full four-door car. So I'm going to get in the front now and just give a little tour of the car operations. First of all, Porsches, as you may or may not know, have the ignition on the left-hand side. So that engine. One of the funny things is it has a little button here. I don't know if you can see it. It's well, can't see it. It looks like an exhaust pipe, and what it does is actually it really is just about making a sort of a more thunderous exhaust noise, and that's kind of funny. We have the navigation system, and then let's see. If I close the door, fasten my seatbelt. Do apologize for the shaky video. I'm doing this in my hand. Let's see. So it'll allow us to get to the phone. No, it's not. It's not going to do that because the doors are open. I'm sorry. I have to close this. Closing that will. Now, if I push this button, now, what it's going to allow me to do, I'm going to start over here. I see that on that little screen there, it's got controls for the various, yeah, there's tire pressure, there's a sport chronograph, there's some information about the, you know, how far I've gone. There we go. And there is the phone setting. Now, if I push this button right here on the steering wheel, then it gives me some choices, and if I choose phone book and go through my and now I can call. This is all again just with my Now it's switched right over to the... Yes, I'd like Daniel Terdiman, please.
One moment.
And as you can tell, now it's ringing through to my work number, actually. Now, that's really nice, and again, you can just click off with this button here, so don't need to go through that. So, there's some other nice settings here on the control panel. You have a Sport button right here and Sport Plus, and those make this car drive much tighter, much faster on the highway. I can say that if you're trying to pass somebody at 80 miles an hour on a freeway and you want to accelerate fast, one of these buttons will make it happen very quickly, and it will also tighten the suspension. This raises the car up and down a little bit. This here is a setting that allows the car to kind of go into a sleep mode when it stops, say at traffic, and for a little bit of fuel efficiency, and that's kind of that. Now these buttons right here, if you can see, allow you to switch to shift up or down. That's also done right here. You can shift using normal, automatic, or if you go into manual, that allows you to shift. And as I understand it, that's done if you really want to kind of accelerate quickly from a slower speed. And I don't know what else there is to say. This is a very, very nice car. It is extremely fast on the highway and very smooth. I have never driven a Porsche before, so I don't have a lot to compare it to necessarily. But I will say that it's compared very nicely to some of the other cars I've driven on Road Trip in previous years. Definitely a lot faster, definitely a lot tighter. It's really rather beautiful. It's taken me a little while to get used to this look. People have had very different opinions about what they think about it, but I think it's quite stunning. It reminds me a little bit of a Jaguar, but I cannot tell you how many people during the 6 weeks of this trip have just come up to me and said nice car, or asked me questions about it, waved from the highway, taken photos. Really, I felt a little bit like a celebrity, or at least somebody hanging out with a celebrity. So this is CNET News reporter Daniel Terdiman with a slightly disjointed video review of the Porsche Panamera 4S. If you happen to have a chance to get your hands on one, I do recommend taking it for a drive. It's a lot of fun. Take care and see you next year.